Ed Fryday with Space City Inspections. I'm a home inspector in the state of Texas, and Texas law requires that I tell you that my license number is 6932, licensed by the Texas Real Estate Commission. I'm a member of the American Society of Home Inspectors, an International Association of Certified Home Inspectors, the Texas Professional Real Estate Inspectors Association, and the Texas Association of Real Estate Inspectors. What we're going to do today is inspect a water heater, which you see here beside me, and it's about a 45-year-old home that's been remodeled, so there's liable to be some issues with this water heater. We start at the top of the water heater. This is the flue and a flexible extension on the flue. It's a type B gas vent that's approved for use on water heaters. And then from what we can see, it's pretty well installed here and pretty well installed on the draft hood, and the draft hood looks like it's pretty well installed on the top of the unit. If this is not installed properly, then carbon monoxide gas can escape from these areas, and it can affect the way the unit drafts, and that can affect the burner down below. So that becomes important. We're looking at over here is see this yellow handle, that is the isolation valve. It's a water shutoff valve, and it works. I've checked it. So if we need to, for whatever reason, we can shut the water off to this unit. So cold water's going in here and coming out here. Here we have dielectric fittings. This is not just a galvanized nipple, but it's a special fitting to prevent corrosion between dissimilar metals. And according to the nameplate on this, the data plate on this, this unit was manufactured in 2003. So it's got a little age on it, but we don't have any corrosion on it, so that's pretty good. Also, I noticed a 50-gallon unit, so it's a pretty good size. And looking at this label over here, it tells me what the clearances are, minimum sides and back and above, and how much in front. And according to its labeling, it's well within the tolerances that it was manufactured for. Now, this item here is temperature and pressure release valve. That's this. And if I was to actually move that up, it would shoot some water into this wall, which is not a good thing. Now, we've got a couple of issues here. One is this is raised up above the unit, and so somebody has moved it from the original manufacturer's installation. They shouldn't have done that. Also, if you notice, this line is running uphill. Well, this is basically a gravity drain. They don't drain uphill real well. Now, if that opens, there'll be a lot of pressure. Either it'll be 150 pounds of pressure or 212 degrees of temperature. And it'll blow some of the water out enough to relieve the pressure and keep it from becoming a bomb. But the water that doesn't clear the line will drift back down in here and could corrode the valve, and it may not work the next time you need it. So that's an issue that should not run uphill. Also, we don't know where the end of this line discharges. I mentioned earlier this is a remodeled home. The other side of that wall used to be outside. It's now an interior wall. And I've been over there and I've looked around, and there's no sign of where that discharge point is. So it's just in that wall somewhere, which wouldn't be a good thing if that ever opened up. We wouldn't like that. Looking back in here behind the unit, I see the gas line stood out. It's galvanized pipe, and it's got the correct kind of gas valve on it. And right here is an old gas valve, which is the kind that needs to be replaced. If you have one of these on any of your gas appliances, that needs to be replaced. Those are no longer approved. So this gas valve is no longer approved. If you've got one on any of your dryer, your water heater, your heater, any of your gas appliances, change it out and use one that's got this type of a top on it. Some of them are red. They're called red caps. Yellow works just as well. Here we have a flexible gas line, which is corrugated stainless steel, leading once again into galvanized pipe. that carries the gas that supports the flame. Galvanized pipe is approved in this area. There are some areas where it's not approved. Here we can use galvanized pipe or black pipe, either one. Black pipe is more common. It's approved in most places, where galvanized is not approved in all places. Looking around the side of the tank over here, can you see that corrosion? Well, that's just corrosion, and that's just from the age of the unit. And so really not any way to fix that. They'll probably have to replace this unit in order to deal with that corrosion. What I'd like to do now is talk about the lack of a sediment trap. A sediment trap would be a piece of pipe extending down from here, so you take the L out and replace it with a T, and then put another nipple in down about 4 inches to 6 inches and put a cap on the end of it. That would allow any sediment that might be in the gas line to drop out before it goes into the controller and causes a problem. Now, looking at the burner, let me reach out here and take this outer cover off. The first thing we notice is a little brown staining, if you will, along here. That's caused by flame rollout. Flame rollout can be caused by a couple of different issues. Poor drafting, if the draft hood up at the top is not installed properly, or if the burner is being starved for oxygen, we don't have enough to support the flame, or if the inner safety cover door is not in place, it can allow some flame rollout to happen. So I'm going to reach in and take out that inner safety door right now. And what we're doing now is looking inside the burner compartment of this water heater, and you'll notice you see a lot of rust. Rust is not a good thing to see inside a water heater. It's an indication of age. The bottom of the water tank inside there is just rusting and flaking off. And it's sitting about a ½ an inch, maybe 5 inches deep on top of the burner, which might also contribute to some of that flame rollout. Makes it less efficient than it was earlier in life. The pilot flame is a good blue flame, no yellow in it. And when I turn on the gas and get the burner going, we see a good flame, a nice, mostly blue flame. There's some yellow tips on the flame, but that's not bad. If the flame itself was yellow rather than blue, then we'd need to have an air adjustment made so that we get a blue flame. A yellow flame is sooty and will cause a lot of soot and dirty up the inside of the flue. And over a long period of time, soot turns to creosote. Creosote is flammable, and so you could have a fire inside there. So noticed that we don't have a pan under this unit. We did talk about the corrosion around on the side. What happens if it leaks? There's no pan. Normally we'd like to see in a water heater that's sitting in a location where a leak could damage the property, and this one obviously could. We'd want to sit in a drain pan with the drain line plumbed to the outside. Here again, where this unit is sitting, that's going to be very difficult to do. There's no way to run that line to the outside without creating a trip hazard. You can't run it uphill and overhead. It's a gravity drain. That won't work. So it's kind of a catch-22. What needs to be done can't really be done here until this room that we're in has another remodel to move this water heater to the outside wall. Okay, well, once again, this is Ed Fryday with Space City Inspections, Texas Home Inspecting Company. Thanking you for your time in watching this video. Hope you learned something from it. I have a website, www.spacecityinspections.com. You can take a look at that and find all the contact information if you're in the Houston, Texas area and in need of a home inspection or have any questions for me. Contact information is on that website, and I'd sure love to hear from you. So, thank you.